I was sweating a little bit through the tech process, having it be my first time with a GPS-enabled car.
If something had happened, I don't know, we would have been making a lot of panicked phone calls.
The nerves were high, the energy was anxious. I was really stressed out.
They kind of do some of the preliminary tech inspection at pre-tech so that the actual tech inspection goes faster. So at pre-tech, they put on all the stickers, and that's always really fun. We get to go get all of our swag for the event. We passed through pre-tech with flying colors, and then the next day they opened the road to McCoy Station, which is this crazy, gravel road all the way at the top of the ski hill.
Tech inspection is where they go through all of your stuff and make sure that both you and your vehicle are ready to be off the grid and self-sufficient for 8 days. We lay everything out and we let them go through, make sure we have all our safety equipment, all of the things that we need to be safe out there, but they're also looking to make sure that all of your GPS and connectivity to the outside world is truly and completely unavailable to you.
They also check for our bone stock designation, so they want to make sure that there's nothing aftermarket installed on vehicle that would be performance enhancing.
We were really relieved when that part was done and we got the sign off and okay, now we're ready to rally. The rally starts with Prologue Day, which is a non-scored day that lets you get out there and practice all of the different things that we're going to encounter in a fairly easy, short, not terribly difficult day.
The only thing that actually has an impact from Prologue Day is there's an on-time enduro, and your score exceeds the starting order for day one.
It's about a 30-minute long enduro through this very washy trail and along some power lines. And we pull onto this enduro and we start to drive through this one section that is bumpy.
Continuing on, you're going to go 1.31 kilometers and then increase your speed. 15 minutes. That would be why.
So we complete the enduro. We didn't do half bad.
But just before the end of that enduro, we saw another team pulled off on the side of the trail.
And they've got a flat tire. And we say to ourselves, whew, that sucks.
Yeah, glad that's not us.
I wouldn't want to get a flat tire on Prologue Day. Yeah. And the next thing you know, we roll up to checkpoint 2, and what do we have?
A flat tire. Driver's front.
Yeah. The name of the game is gathering as many of these checkpoints as you can in order within very tight time windows. There are 3 different types of checkpoints on the Rebelle. Green checkpoints are mandatory. They're sort of like check-ins to make sure that you're where you're supposed to be throughout the day. If you miss a green, you can't collect any more checkpoints until your next green. Blue checkpoints are harder to drive to, almost always harder to navigate to, and are extra tricky. Black checkpoints are the most difficult because there's nothing there except the terrain to tell you if you're in the right spot. You better be sure of your distance and bearing before you click your tracker or you'll get a wide miss penalty. Every second that you are not out there chasing checkpoints, you are very aware of the clock ticking down. But we managed to get back on the trail thanks to the help of some other competitors. And we make our way all the way back to base camp, and we're feeling pretty good about our day. Defender is the perfect vehicle for an adventure like this. There were some detours that we may have taken on some of our trails that led us through some extremely technical driving, and that car kept up with us and then some, and it never let us down throughout the entire rally. We're in good shape. We have a good start time for day 1, and we start off with us leaving the line from a frozen base camp and heading into the mountains and heading out to Obsidian Dome in this very wooded, forested environment. And all the while that we're doing this, there is a solar eclipse that is happening up in the sky. Every time we have a clear patch of sky, we're pulling out the eclipse viewers and checking to see how that eclipse was progressing. And that made it a really special morning for us.
It's really cool.
We continue on, and now we're taking some dry lake beds, and some beautiful wild horses come running across the trail right in front of our vehicle.
It was so beautiful.
And I look up and I notice that there's no signal on the Terra Trip, and it comes back. And we turn off the pavement, and all of a sudden, nothing. The Terra Trip just stops counting our kilometers.
Just 0, 0, 0.
We turn it off and we turn it back on again, and we're about to go up the steepest mountain pass that the Rebelle Rally has ever featured, and we have no Terra Trip.